Yes, sir.
Well, it says that we are live, so
Yes.
like to say welcome to our latest edition of TNT. Boom!
Boom, 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 boom.
I am Pastor Joe with the great Mikael Lamel the first, and we are excited about being with you guys today.
We are
Rain
indeed.
has come and messed up somebody's plans, but God knew what it was going to do.
Yes, sir.
Here we are again.
Pastor, you look like you're stuck, I think, Pastor, in the same profile. But
Oh, me?
Sister Ashley is on. Yes, sir. Uh, it just looks that way on my end. Like
Okay.
you're on. Yes, sir.
So I guess I need to leave and come back because it looks fine on my end.
Um, I don't know. I'm just telling you what it looks like for me. Oh no, I think you're doing good. Because I see you uh took a drink of water.
Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah.
wife said
All
she
right.
was leaving, so I guess we're good to go.
All right. I'll leave that like that. Yes, sir. No, sir. This is Pastor Williams, like we always do. TNT. Yes,
Like
sir.
we always
So I
do
see
about this
you.
time.
I see you there, Pastor. You look great right there.
All right, bless you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Clement Jim is on and Lady Ashley is on. All right. Is good to go.
Good to go.
Yes. Uh, Deaconess Ramona B is on, booming twice. And she doesn't like me to tell. I don't think she likes me to tell her. I don't know. I had to ask her. Because we went to school together. And she she is from a house of prayer.
Oh yeah,
I think it's a beautiful thing to have had the experiences that you have and make you who you are. You know
yep,
what I mean?
yep.
And I don't think that she's ashamed of it. I just think that she just don't like broadcasting it. But
Right,
I always get so tickled because I have stories about participating in different things with House of Prayer. And they
right.
always just are so interesting to me. And
Yeah. It's funny because it was right around the fourth where I think I had told you that I was in this deep dive of
yeah,
Daddy Grace and
yes,
Father
yes,
Divine.
yes.
But so I have one of my students who I actually taught last year, and is also they moved me up, so the kids moved up. Is a faithful attendee of the House of Prayer in Norfolk, and
Oh my.
I told her that I came by the church the other day because I did because the bishop was in town, and I just walked over, just kind of see what was going on. And of course, as soon as I walked up, the Rolls Royce pulled up, and
A
so I pulled
spectacle.
pulled the camera out, and you could hear this. And I was like, I was there, but I ain't see you. She was like, well, I was there, I was in the back, and all that kind of stuff. But we talk regularly about her church experiences and
Yeah.
mine, and I mean, I love it, man. I love it. I think, and I'm probably about to get in trouble, but I think that there was some. It feels like to me that I guess early, uh, some of the rap that they have taken, they wanted to take,
Hmm.
because of kind of how they were. But I think that now it doesn't seem like it used. It doesn't seem like it was how it used to be. It seems like
Right.
uh, there is a bit more focus on the Almighty and Jesus as opposed to Daddy. It seems like it to me. Um, but to each his own.
I
I
can
have
I
a
can
I have
I
a love
can
for the
see
House of
that.
Prayer, in many ways. Yes, sir.
I can agree to that as well because there used to be more of a and this is from people outside looking in, I'm sure, more of a uh, heretic kind of view or fanatical kind
Yep.
of view. And I would venture to say, since we're just going to walk this plank together, that whoever potentially is outside of whatever you all are doing at your place of worship could potentially say the same thing and be
Yep.
just justified in
Yep.
saying so. So
100.
while you're pointing the finger and doing what you be careful to make sure that you know that with the same measure that you judge, you also will be judged. And from that was that's the scripture, actually.
It's the book, and I think that's a very strong point. Um,
So
because if you if you nitpick, I don't even want to say nitpick. If you watch anybody long enough, you will find an issue and a challenge and a problem, no matter who
correct.
it is, no matter what it is,
And particularly if you're looking for one or
especially if
some
you're looking for
or many or whatever. Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
Yep. And then you can also find a way to kind of justify what you do
Ah,
while
yeah,
at the same time
yeah.
casting judgment on what somebody else
Mm-hmm.
does.
Mm-hmm.
And the two might not be as far apart as we think.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
who knows?
Uh, wow. Today's Bible verse from John. Uh, I
Yes,
John,
sir.
as the older people say. I John, and I think this is appropriate to go on what we're talking about because didn't have an intention of talking about that. I saw Ramon on, so I
Right.
just began to speak. Um, and I love Ramon. She knows that very much. Her and her family. We love. So it's I John 4:19. We love because he first loved us. Uh, and I think that we would do well to just kind of keep that in mind. He loved us first, so we love outwardly. There's several scriptures that kind of have this same sentiment, um, even with regards to removing the mote out of your own eye. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Before you looking at somewhere else, because this is the thing. I'm so much on this. I say it over and over and over in TNT. I'll say it again. We should always be mindful to extend to others more than the grace we require.
Yep.
More grace than what we require. Extend that to others, and this is that same kind of wheelhouse for this verse. Don't you agree, Pastor?
Totally agree. Totally agree. And I mean, it's a simple verse, but it's loaded with so
Mm,
much
indeed.
just kind of theology, and it always gets me thinking about um, people who would say that they're atheists or agnostic and have no belief in the God of the Bible. Um,
Yeah.
and you say that it's interesting to me that you can have that viewpoint, but at the same time, be very clear that you love your children, that you love your friends, you love your
Hmm.
family, that you love, whatever you love. And
Yeah. Yeah.
there's
Mm-hmm.
no attribution to where the concept of that comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And we will say that, it's innate. um, but the scriptures kind of give the credit to, we only have a understanding of love because it was acted out in eternity
Wow.
before we got
Wow.
here.
Right. And the expression and exercise of it is our reference,
Right.
like irrefutable reference.
Right.
That's really good,
Right.
sir. That's really, really,
Yep.
that's really good.
And so we will say, okay, I don't believe in that God or whatever, but I believe in the naturalness of kind of my affinity towards mankind and whatever. And it's like, but there has to be a reason why it matters.
Yeah.
And it does. It matters. How you treat other people matters.
It does.
Beyond just
It
trying to
does.
exist and live in community.
It
It's
does.
a higher order.
I've been struggling with I wouldn't say struggle. I've been challenging myself with the intention of being more cheerful with giving of myself and time, particularly in the times of feeling so depleted and so worn, and not really seeing or having a recourse, like no rest. They say no rest for the weary,
Right.
kind of thing.
Right.
And just in those moments, being intentional about um, encouraging myself and being in this space, because oftentimes it feels, that every phone call, every text message, every call of my, like, if someone hey, come here for a second, or hey, what you doing, is for something.
Right.
And we did a TNT a little not too long ago, saying giving on empty,
Yep.
and I was sharing that with a friend of mine, and he was really blessed by it, and in turn it blessed me over again, you know what I mean, by sharing those things. And so yeah, this is encouraging for me, particularly that verse of the day. Can I read some of it,
Sure.
Pastor,
Read.
since
Read.
this is
Read.
Bible study? This is I John, First John, chapter 4, and I want to start at verse 7. The letter has a few things in it, but for what we're talking about, the meaty portion is like 7 to 21. Um, and as you know, it's not long. The verses aren't really
Right.
long, so I won't belabor the point. Uh, but I John chapter 4, starting at verse 7. Dear friends, and I'm reading from the 1599 Geneva Bible.
Okay. Love that.
Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. I think the world needs to hear this right now. What the world needs now is love, kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God. That's so powerful in these times.
Yep.
Because God is love. Verse 9. This is how God showed his love among us, which is exactly what you were just saying a minute ago. He sent his one and only Son into the world that we might live through him. This, verse 10, this is love. Now that we loved, not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins. And we hear preachers say this in their different ways, right?
Right.
But this is really important that we really grasp it. Verse 11, dear friends, since God so loved us, we also ought, we ought to love one another. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us and his love made complete in us.
Mm.
Verse 13, this is how we know, this right here, this is how we know that we live in him and he in us. He has given us his spirit, okay? He has given us his spirit. Verse 14, and we have seen and testify that the Father has sent his Son to be the Savior world. If anyone acknowledges that Jesus is the Son of God, God lives in them and they in God. And so we know and rely on the love God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. This is how love is made complete among us so that we will have confidence on the day of judgment. In this world, we are like Jesus. The book literally says that.
Yep.
In this world, we are like Jesus. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I said we should bring back what would Jesus do?
Right.
And I challenge the people who is really taking a moment before they respond and or react
Yep.
and taking a moment and saying, how would Jesus act in this moment?
Yep.
What would Jesus do in this moment? What would he say? I know for me, it is a daunting task. And I definitely try to stay the course. And normally I would say folk make it hard.
Right.
Uh, but the truth, more true, and that has a partial truth. But the more truthful thing is that I continue to make it hard because it doesn't have to be.
Right.
How difficult are you making it for yourself?
Right.
This is the question. You know what I mean? And
And
he's charging us with it.
right.
In this world, we are like Jesus. Verse 18, there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. God, dog. Now let's really kind of do a little more deep dive into this one portion. And I want to hear what you say about this, Pastor. This verse, because fear has to do with punishment, the one who fears is not made perfect in love. This is not regarding the healthy fear
Right.
that we should have for the Father.
Right.
What'd you say about
Oh yeah,
that?
absolutely.
But I mean, it's different.
Yeah, totally. I mean, respect and being afraid. While we use the words fear, they're not synonymous.
Right,
We use the
right,
same word,
right,
right? And so,
right,
um,
right.
a healthy respect, a healthy reverence, is something that we're supposed to have. But the Apostle John is addressing something totally different.
Yeah,
Yep.
yes, yeah. I think that you are correct, Reverend. Um,
I wanted to jump in on because I mean everything she was saying was just kind of ministering to me, and um, the challenge of walking worthy of
mm,
the vocation to which we have been called is something that
mm, mm,
stays on my mind, and this is really just kind of seconding what you're saying. What would Jesus do? But a
mm-hmm,
lot of times, I don't know that we understand that Christ's righteousness, justifies us. But there still is a level of
mm,
responsibility that we have. And that if you're going to be called a Christian, if you're going to walk on the path of what would Jesus do, there's certain standards that your walk is supposed to have. And you read that scripture from the Geneva Bible, um,
yes.
verse 17, the B portions in the King James Bible says, because as he is, so are we. And
Mm-hmm,
my
mm-hmm.
my brother, Minister Austin Williams, some years ago, when we were still at Refuge, led our church in a very deep study of that particular verse. And excuse me, we had to unlearn a lot of things because it says, and John is literally writing in the present tense, as Jesus is. And at this point in history, you got to deal with the fact that Jesus has hung, bled, died, rose,
Right,
ascended, and is at the right hand of the Father, right?
right.
Not as he was,
Yep.
but as he is,
He is. Oof.
so are we
We.
in this world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a lot
Yeah.
to, that's six right
That's
there.
huge. That's huge. It's huge. That's what I'm saying. It's huge, man.
Right, because
Like
he doesn't
huge.
have any fear, he doesn't have any want, he doesn't have there's no lack.
Nope.
He is sitting in a position of complete power and authority.
He's not under duress.
Nope.
There is no anxiety.
Nope.
Man.
And that's how we're supposed to be. And um, really, if we're being kind of honest, the only thing that can take Jesus out of that position would be himself. Like the devil can't do it,
That's
nothing can
how.
do
Yeah.
it.
Only
And
us.
that's the same way we're supposed to be rocking. Like we're supposed to
Only
have
us.
that nothing really is supposed to be able to push us off out of our square. We talk about that sometimes. Um, that's really, part of the our responsibility to not kind of just say what would Jesus do, right? Even though that's a great thing to say, is to do it. Is to think the way that he that He will. We got to challenge ourselves sometimes
Yeah.
to uh, to make sure that we're hitting those marks, those standards. Because it's, man, like you said, bro, it's not easy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not an easy thing to do.
It's not. It's so not. Aunt Ruth asked, "Can gratitude also be a form of love?" And I would say yes, absolutely. The definition of gratitude is the quality or state feeling of being grateful, and thankfulness is synonymous with that. So yes, um, having an
Yep.
appreciation for what someone has done and being grateful for that is the very definition of gratitude. And I absolutely say yes, Aunt Ruth, that that is a form of love and honor and respect. Like there are several results that could be uh, what be expressed for gratitude. You know what I mean? Gratitude is a result of a few expressions.
Yeah, I totally agree. Today, today and yesterday. So yesterday, the students came back for the first day of school. So yesterday was the first day students back, and I just remember my principal asked me and some of the others to gather everybody that wanted to pray so that we could pray. And I remember just driving to school, um, very intentional about just being thankful for what was happening.
Hmm.
And I called on
Hmm.
one lady, and if she prayed for if she prayed for 3 minutes, two of those minutes were just saying thank you, just God, I just thank you, and just kind of rattled off all these things. And I remember
Yes.
just kind of thinking to myself, man, how thankful I was, and
Yeah.
am right now. I got a little scratch. I just got back to school. I got a scratch in my throat. I'm coughing. Um, Kids are hanging on me. I'm tired. I can't. I'm not making no real money for real, but I'm very
Right.
thankful. And
Yeah.
this is real. This is really me. I'm really thankful for the opportunity to spend the time that I'm having to spend with these children because I love teaching, and
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
I don't know how to get around it. Even
Yeah.
though I've kind of tried, because I want better things, for my life and family, and teachers don't really make a whole lot of money, and there's things, but I do.
It's a
There's
thankless job.
right, but the reality is that what I'm saying is that when Aunt Ruth says, "Can gratitude be a form of love?" When you're appreciative, when you're thankful, it's almost synonymous with a
You're talking right.
feeling of of love for what you have, the opportunities that are being presented to you, and sometimes, uh, like they say, it's the small things that just that set us right, that make us thankful, that
Hmm.
make us grateful.
Hmm. 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 That's good.
Yep.
Um, I would say I want to read a couple of more of these
Yes, yes,
verses
yes.
because I was reading from the NIV and going back and forth. But I want to make sure that I read the Geneva one, so because it is a little bit different.
Yeah, I love it.
So verse 9, I guess I'll start back, or verse 10. Herein is verse 9. Herein was that love of God made manifest amongst us, because God sent that his only begotten Son into this world that we might live through him. Herein is that love, which is a better presentation for me with the way it's presented, the verbiage. Not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his Son to be a reconciliation for our sins. Beloved, if God so loved us, we ought also to love one another.
Yeah.
No man hath seen God at any time. If we love one another, God dwelleth in us, and his love is perfect in us. Hereby know we that we dwell in him and he in us, because he hath given us of his Spirit.
Mhm.
And we have seen and do testify that the Father sent the Son to be the Savior of the world. That's so much more powerful to me.
Yeah.
Whosoever confesseth, verse 15, whosoever confesseth that Jesus is the Son of God, in him dwelleth God, and he in God. And we have known and believed the love that God hath in us. God is love. And he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. Herein is that love perfect in us, that we should have boldness in the day of judgment. For as he is, even so are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear. For fear hath painfulness, and he that feareth is not perfect in love. We love him, verse 19, our key verse,
Mhm.
because he first loved us. Because he loved us first, actually. If any man say, I love God and hate his brother, he is a liar. For how can he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, love God, whom he hath not seen? My father repeats this verse all the time. He really harps on this, and his my dad, man, he expresses it to people because you have to be able to say, you cannot say, well, I hate this person, and then you say, well, I love God, and you shouting all around
Yep.
and bucking and doing the chicken, right?
Right.
Verse 21, and this commandment have we of him, that he that loveth God should love his brother also. Yes. Yeah, man. That's some good stuff.
It's so powerful because you know, John, I would say he makes it very easy um, for somebody to be connected to God. You
Yes.
simply love somebody else, and he says early that if you confess that Jesus is the Christ, you have God in you. Boom, boom, boom. But then it gets a little bit more detailed in that
Mm,
the lip service has to manifest itself in a change in action, because if you say that but then you don't love me, you're a liar.
a flat out ball faced lie. He ain't even pull no punches with the words. Like it's actually uh,
You're a liar.
straight,
Like straight, like no. Don't get it twisted.
no
Don't stop
chasing.
reading
It's
at verse
straight with no,
6. Keep reading.
yeah.
Keep reading.
Golly.
And man,
Straight no
I'm telling you,
chasing,
man,
brother.
that's
Golly.
that's that is something that like I just, when I look at kind of the status of a lot of things that's happening, I made a post in response to some of the current events that are happening right now. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if a lot of people saw this, but Jillian, what's her name? Jillian McMichael or whatever. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she was on the talk show rounds, and uh, there's this widespread discussion now talking about the percentage of Southern whites who own slaves, and basically, uh,
Mm,
it's like 2% or less of them own slaves, and so why are we now, or even then, so caught up in trying to make 2% of the population responsible for everything that took place in those days.
mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I posted in response to it that it's not really the 2% that our concern is; it's the percentage of people that look like us that were enslaved by that 2%. And
That's good.
the problem that we have is not with the 2%, but it's the
Good.
98% that didn't say anything, that did not demonstrate love. This is not how this is supposed to go. I might not have
Mm,
one, but if I'm watching you do this and I love God, like I say, I'm in church where I love Him, I can't sit by and not have a heart of compassion for what you're dealing with, even if I'm not the perpetrator of it.
yeah. Wow. Wow.
And a lot of what this, a lot of what we are living through and from is just, there are too many members professing the love of Christ, but not living it. And it should challenge us all to kind of check. what we believe.
I think that God can. I love what you're saying, and I think that the Most High can definitely sustain us and help us to be what the other person needs, what other people need at a time, particularly when you have nothing. So you
Right.
have to lean solely on Him. But I think also there's a time. This is what I was expressing recently to some people that I cannot help you in this moment, and I
Oh
know
yeah.
you came to me,
Right.
but I have a word to help you, Lord have mercy, or I can send you to get the answer. And I'm reminded again of Mephibosheth in Lodabar, which was literally a place of no communication.
Right. They're going in.
And still, God got a word to him. He sent for him, right?
Yep.
And even uh, uh, Jairus's daughter. I'm just picking out a couple of different things
Right.
where where um where he sends a word, the power of sending a word, and not I can't or I'm not able now to put my hands on it or fix it. I don't know what that is in my mind, but God has given me the word to give to you.
Right.
And yeah, like I said, I was sharing this recently, and uh, I know that people want you to be tangibly present and to do something. Do something. I'm crying for you. Like I need you to fix it.
Right.
But my position at this time is to give you to the answer or turn you towards the direction or
Right.
to connect the dots with, you know what I mean, what
Right.
where the answer actually lies. And I'm guilty of knowing this over time and still putting myself in a position of trying to be what the person or persons need. And that is out of order. That is completely out of order. But I'm saying that I'm guilty of it. And I've been on this wave anyway, but my dad and I were talking recently, and the result of the entire conversation, last about an hour or so, was it is me. It's
Yeah.
you.
Right.
Everything is you, and people are not holding themselves accountable to that, but very easily holding everyone else accountable.
Yeah.
They made me do it. So and so made me do it. My
Yep.
wife made me do it. My husband made me do it. The dog ate my homework. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Yep.
when you shouldn't have been doing your homework on the floor where the dog by the dog bowl. Like you should,
Right.
everyone else is responsible and know there's no accountability. And we can craft, we can rap. Yeah, my dad said the devil made me do it.
Right.
We can craft some narratives that are very provocative
Hmm.
to make sure that we are not accountable. That
Right.
we're not gonna get it on us. You know what I mean? You did it, and that's just out of order. So I
Yep.
just want to be mindful of that.
Nah, man. I
Um,
mean, it's a important point. Um, because while we have compassion for our fellow man, at the end of the day, you can only give somebody what you can give them, and if they decide not to accept it, there's really not much more that you can do.
ooh,
We
you on to something. Put a pin in that. I want to come back to that, but go ahead.
we okay. So Sunday we looked at the story of Jeremiah when he got thrown into the well with no water. It's just mud, and he's sinking down in there. So it's a
Hmm.
terrible circumstance. He didn't do anything wrong. He just was a prophet, did what God asked him to do. But he
Right.
got thrown into this because these people wanted to kill him. So the Ethiopian goes to the king, and the king says, "All right, y'all go get him out." Excuse me. So they tie a bunch of rags and old clothes together and basically form a rope for him
Yep.
to get out of this well. If Jeremiah sits in that mud and continues to sink, that's on him. It's not
Mm,
on them no more. Even though it was wrong for the people to throw him in there, if you stay in it, when you have opportunity for somebody to help you lift yourself out, that's on you.
mm.
And they
It's
weren't going to.
on
They were not
you.
going to jump in there with him, tie the rope around him, and force him. They threw the rope down, and now you now have to do what's necessary to connect yourself to the lifeline, and then we'll pull you up. But we're not going to jump down in here in this mud with you, even though you were wronged. You didn't do anything wrong. You were
Yeah,
wrong by
yeah,
being
yeah,
in it.
yeah,
When the
yeah.
lifeline comes, if you don't have any level of self-preservation to try to help yourself, there's nothing we can do.
That's so good, sir. That's so good. In the law, I was saying put a pin in it because in the law, there are articles and statutes, codes. Uh, I think it's 31 USC. It's like in the 3000s. Anyway, 300s, I meant. Um, but there are literal lines in there that a refused negotiable instrument or a refused performance on a debt means automatically that it's discharged.
Oh wow.
I didn't know that, right? And I'm understanding it more and more. I have some people I'm trying to help now with this, and that very simple principle is ring resounding over and over and over, and it's literally in the codes of law. And so I'm learning now how to articulate that. But it is literally what you are saying, that I'm trying to perform on this. I'm doing this in good faith. I'm trying to help you. If you refuse to help, that's on you.
Right.
I am free and clear of any obligation any further because I've done my due diligence to try to be in place. Yeah, so that's good. I'm going to get that statute and be diligent so I can put it, have it for us here. I think we lost you, Pastor. I want to give a shout out to, uh, I see Deaconess Karen Scott. I see Latricia, my cousin. She says, "Good evening, cousin. My mom and I are watching. This is a very interesting topic. Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. Um, and I love y'all. I haven't seen y'all in a minute, but thank you so much. Yes, it is me. It is you. It's your mama. It's uh, your grandmama. It's everybody. Everybody individually is the culprit, their own selves, everybody. And once we take responsibility and the intentionality of that to be accountable, and it's not saying that others can't hold us accountable, because
Right.
people like to do that. Oh, we're gonna hold accountable. You need accountability. I'm gonna point, and they point the finger
Right.
and be accountable. Again, don't forsake that. With the same measure you judge, you will be judged. And that's a fine line up in there for holding accountable and judging. Be clear. Don't let them be the same thing, right?
Right.
But how much sweeter would it be and more easy if everyone were to be holding themselves accountable and to
Yes, sir.
take ownership of it themselves? That's very important, and I think we would be well to do that. Um,
Am I back?
yes, you are back.
Okay. All right. I know I put do not disturb on.
I'm muting it for you. And what are you trying to do now? Um, yeah. So I don't think you can do it because hold on, I'm trying to help my dad, and of course we're live doing it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You got to help dad out.
It's a little rough, but it's won't even mute his thing. All right, there you go. So it won't be loud. Yeah. So I think you have to follow that. So right here, see subscribe. I have it set where you have to subscribe. You were doing it on your phone first. So yeah, you're not gonna be able to do it today. Uh um he was trying to make a comment on the live. That's what it was, Pastor. And but I have it set so you have to subscribe so we won't have those other interjections, right? Yep. Can you hear me, Pastor? All right. I can't hear you, but okay. No, we can't hear you. Check your microphone again. You sound muted. Say again. No, we can't hear you. Check your microphone again. Nope. No audio from you. So I'll continue. No audio from you. Um, and I had one more thing to leave with. And it was very interesting to me. Since we're on this thing about
That's
um, yes, that's good.
all
I
right.
hear you
All
now.
right.
About self awareness and and working on you. The guy Biz Nick, this guy that I'm following, he said that he made a post and he said he's working on me. He's working on himself because at the end of the day, everything is his fault. Everything, which is kind of conversation I was having with my dad. Like it is you.
Right.
He had this revelation, right? And I was like, man, that is so strong, right?
Yep.
And this young boy said the same thing. I was trying to set up to show the video, but I'm going to just kind of review it a little bit. We
Uh
could
huh.
dialogue it and be out. Um, he says he's working on himself because at the end of the day, everything is his fault.
Mm-hmm.
He says, not because I caused it. This is very important, but because I chose my habits.
Mm.
I chose how I reacted to things. What? This is a young boy. I chose my mindset, right? If I let pain, he goes on to say, if I let pain turn me bitter, that is on me. If I let my past control me, guess what? Then that is on me. I can't control what happens, but I can control who I become because of it.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
I can't control the past,
Oh, wow.
but I can control who I become because of it.
Wow.
Bruh, that thing took me out. Do you hear me?
Yes. Wow.
That took me out. I can't. I'm gonna repost it on my page for
Yeah, that's
sure.
real. Wow. That-
And not as a because I was gonna do it as a story, but that needs to be in the thread, like so I can repeat.
Yeah.
I can look at it, you know.
Right.
I
Wow.
can't control the past, but I can control who I become because of it.
Right.
Whew. So I hope that encouraged somebody else.
Man,
Um,
just did me for sure. Wow.
it was strong, right?
Yep.
Like really
Very strong.
strong. Um, Next week, and I know, so I wanted us to be together because I had that thing we were talking about women and time
Right.
and that kind of thing, but it requires some videos so that we do the reactions and kind of engage from some women's perspective of what they're saying in some videos.
Gotcha.
So, um, we're gonna try to maybe do that next week, but then also my dad, he says we're here, awesome.
Right.
He
Yeah.
finally got in, but he was listening.
Right. Right.
Um, he said something, and depending on how it goes for next week, if we're able to be at the location, if not, then we'll dive in on time. We'll talk about time,
Okay.
because he woke up and said that time uh, was how did he say it? I have it written down somewhere, but it was so powerful. Uh, and I was like, wait, what? you know, um, I have it somewhere in my phone somewhere, but I'm on the phone right here.
Gotcha.
Um, uh, you can't get the time back, it was essentially the thing. So
Right.
just do it,
Yeah.
because that time is already spent.
You're
But
right.
the way he said it was really, really powerful and provocative. And man, I sat with it for a couple of days. And how much time do we spend trying to go back and get it or
Right.
to make up? This was
Right.
always his thing. You can't make up time. That was the sentiment. That was what he said. You can't make up time
Right.
because it's already spent.
Already spent.
You have to start from now and just do it.
Right.
That's what he said. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. And we kind of delved on a lot of things like let the dead bury the dead.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
Oftentimes we spend that because it is past,
Right.
right?
Yep.
And you can celebrate that life, you can mourn that life, grieve, but um, if it is disrupting your present, you have to let that go.
Yep. Yep. Completely. Completely.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep. I
yeah.
mean, shoot, those last 2 points are enough for me to chew on for a week.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. You can't get that back. You can't get it back. He has some things that he's trying to work on and change. Like I said, taking accountability. And if the thing has been happening for 45 years or 40 years of your life, it will not happen in 40 days
Right.
or
Right.
4 days or even 4 years potentially.
Right.
There are things, though, this is what I encouraged him, that in the text that happen immediately, suddenly, in the self same hour.
Right.
And those things happen with the changing of your mind right
Right.
now.
Right.
Your change, the situation not necessarily going to change, but your
Right.
perspective of it and your energy in it and what you're contributing can
Right.
change
Yeah.
immediately.
Of course.
That's what it can start. So
Absolutely. Yep.
yeah, but people look at the tangible outs. This has been like this for 30 years. I need it.
Right. Right.
Mm,
Immediately. Right. Exactly.
mm, it's not really gonna do that. But the person can change, and you will be wise to not hold people to their past when God has released them. Okay, I
True.
can go now.
True.
Bye.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
That's it.
Release yourself from your past as God has released you, and then don't let people hold you back to that thing.
That's it.
I drink to
Up.
that.
Right to that.
I drink to that. Yeah. So thank you all for coming. We love you guys.
Love you to
First
life.
John, First John 4:19, reference verse. But just read that whole chapter is really like
Yep. It's meaty. It's meaty.
yeah, and read a couple of versions. Stay away from that English Standard Version, ESV, like we talked about, but
Right.
read a couple of different versions for context. And so you
Yep.
can really kind of get that in you. I would say reading the Message translation would be
Yep.
a good for conventional contemporary language.
Yep.
And then I would also say also would be God's Word version
Mm-hmm.
for
Both very good.
everyday contemporary language. And then for those Bible thumper, more you want to get a deep dive, you go to Geneva Bible is really good.
Yep.
And the Sefer, I've been reading that a lot. The Sefer. Yeah,
Yep.
it's annotated. But you can cross reference a lot.
Yep. All
Yeah.
strong. All strong.
hmm hmm Yes. We got Clemens Jim is booming. We got Terica Hay and saying thank you for coming. All right. We love you guys.
We love y'all.
Appreciate you.
Love you to life.
Yeah, man. Hey, let's get these likes up and these subscribers up.
Yes.
Share. Go through and during the week, go back to the other ones and share it. Someone was sharing with me earlier this week that they look at it here with us, and
Mm.
then when they have downtime at work, they go back and look at it again
Yep.
to try to get more, glean some other things that may have been lost in that. And I thought that was a beautiful thing. And
Absolutely.
so,
We appreciate
uh,
that. Sure.
but also be encouraged, everyone, particularly if you've just been jumping in over the past few months, to go back to the beginning and go in some of those earlier ones. It really will bless you. Because I
Yeah.
find myself doing it sometimes,
Yeah,
and
man.
like, wow, this
Yep.
thing is real good.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah,
Rich.
yeah, it's very rich, very rich. All right, we'll talk to y'all.
All right. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Peace.
Bye.
Boom. Boom.